Kaboom!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit.
And Dominic.
And Dominic decided to go inside, so we're not hearing all the birds in the world, as well as dogs, as well as lawnmowers, as well as construction, as well as planes. So we'll see what else we have in the house.
Yes.
So talk to me, Dom. What you got?
Well, I've got a co-host that doesn't know how to use the equipment that he usually sets up. So we've been sitting here for 20 minutes wasting time. Guy always complains about being late, talks about user error and being my fault. But this guy doesn't know how to do anything. And he was late as well.
And you were late today also again.
I was 1 minute late.
2 minutes.
Doing show research.
2 minutes. Hold up. You fail to realize any amount of time after the designated time is late. The logic associated with that is irrelevant. You are late.
Okay, period. If I wasn't 1 minute late, we'd still be 20 minutes late because you don't know how to work the mic.
None of that is the point. That was found out during sound check.
Yeah, so my 1 minute late didn't matter. Exactly.
No, that's not how it works. The result is not the issue.
Agree to disagree.
No, there's no agreement. I'm not agreeing with you. There is no agreement. You are wrong and I'm right, and do it better.
Yeah. All right, what do we got?
Just thought I asked you that, Doug.
And I'm
asking a bunch of stuff. Huh? No, I was just telling Dominic, I've been in this situation where I'm like, should I get a dog? Should I not get a dog? And I spent a good amount of day yesterday Googling and researching puppies. First of all, there's a lot of responsibility associated with this dog getting that I'm kind of working through the consideration of, inclusive of training that I was just asking Dominic about.
Yeah, the training is key. You gotta fork it up.
But I mean, how much is forking it up? Because I don't know the cost. I don't know what's good price or bad price. You know what I'm saying? We're talking
that price you gave me was
that
price you gave me was for a week or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's an amazing price.
Really?
I almost question if it's anything's gonna get done. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I was always like, man, that's a lot of money for me to just kind of cough up on stuff.
Yeah, I was fretting. I wrote it off.
Obviously, yeah. Don't say that on the air, damn it.
No. I talked to the accountant and everything. At first, this other person who does the books is like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, well, the money doesn't spend for a reason.
I've never known anybody to write off more things than you. Period. I don't understand the concept. It's like you can't just write things off, but you find a way apparently. So Good for you. I'm just doing it poorly. But yeah, so I'm kind of going through that dynamic, and the idea would be to get a puppy, but
what's the name on the road with
Taco. It's good, yeah. It's good. I know you like it. Yeah. No, I was kind of going some different things. There's gonna be rice and peas, but there's two. I
was gonna say, could you be like a 2 word, like a beef taco? Gonna be
rice and peas. Nah, and then I was actually gonna call him Puff because he's a fluffy dog. But then I was like, that's too close, and you can't call him Fluff, right? And I was thinking about Q-tip as well, but I thought that's a little, it's already got a Q-tip out there. So I went Taco.
All right. What kind of dog?
Q-tip sounds kind of hippity-hoppity. And I don't know, Q-tip, does Q-tip even is he rhyming anymore these days?
Yeah.
He is? All right. So yeah, Bernedoodle.
Bernedoodle.
Yeah. Mini Bernedoodle. Dog's supposed to get to like 50 pounds. But either way. So
what do we
got? I have to pull the trigger and see how that works. So that's what I got there on a personal note. Talk to me. There's a whole bunch of notes in there that I wrote down. So continue.
And so did I. All right. So because I'm kind of sick of the topic already.
Which one?
This is 30 seconds. I think you can guess which one.
Will Smith? Really?
Yes. Will Smith.
All right. Go.
Chris Rock. I don't know. I have so many thoughts. I'm kind of burnt out over. What I do like is, long story short, he shouldn't have been slapped. But I do like the fact that it kind of puts people on notice that, you know what? You need to check yourself because some people do need to get slapped nowadays, running their mouth too much and people talking shit. I think in society, we need to have more people getting slapped.
But you're on both. So you just said.
No. I completely agree with where you're going. Yes.
You literally said something and contradicted what you said.
100%.
So where do you stand?
100%.
So where do you stand?
He shouldn't have been. Will Smith shouldn't have done that.
Because of location, not because of.
No. Okay, I can tell you on this. I'm sick of. I told this our family dinner a couple nights ago. I can't stand the whole location foolishness. Because it's the Oscars in front of people, he shouldn't do it. But it would be okay if it was in the streets?
No, this is what I'm asking you.
No. I'm vehemently against this foolishness of because of the occasion, you shouldn't do it.
Okay.
Either you shouldn't do it or it's okay. It's not because it's the Oscars, it's the grand, it's acts better. No, F that. I'm sick of that foolishness.
No, but that's also like yelling at your kids in your house versus yelling at your kids at the restaurant.
I mean,
the location does matter.
I don't think location matters.
So
if you're the kind of person that yells at your kids,
I'm just saying,
you're right, right? If you're yelling at, I mean, we all yell at our kids. Why wouldn't you yell at a restaurant? I mean, it's because then it's not. You're not treating your kids. It's almost like they can get away with something you would have yelled at them in the house for. It doesn't make sense. I'm not in the whole.
Full well, if you're at the restaurant, right? You're at your local Applebee's and you're having good old dinner, and your kids say something.
I'm taking my kids to Applebee's.
I mean, you're not yelling at your kids, dog. You're not. You're gonna give them a stern look, and you're like, when we get home, it's gonna be one of those kind of things. You're not going to do.
I don't really yell at my kids, but I'd treat them.
You know what I'm saying, man. I just said I don't know. I don't. Whatever disciplinary situation you do at home that may cause you to raise your voice, you will not do that. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, but here's the thing. I would say this: for me to have to yell, it's got to be multiple things to push me to the point of yelling. That wouldn't, and that builds up over time.
If it builds up over time,
if it builds up over time in a restaurant, yes,
you're gonna yell at your kids in front of public at the things. Okay, you're dropping your kids to school, hand the kids whatever, and something happens, and you have to then discipline your children in a loud voice in public at the school situation. You're not gonna think twice before you do it. And if you're at home, would you think twice? With just you, your wife, and your kids?
I do think twice at home too, but I guess the school thing is different. Yeah, but that's but it's not because of. Okay, I ask you, why is that? There's certain situations. It's society, right? Is it about etiquette or is it about it's a little embarrassing? It's a combination. I would say it's embarrassing. The slap for the Oscars isn't about embarrassing. It's more so people are talking about its etiquette. You shouldn't be doing this at such an event, kind of a thing. This is beneath the event. It's okay. So that's a different scenario. I'm saying that forget the Oscars. A large gathering of folk. Could have been a cocktail party. You feel me? It's not. It's one of these things that it's you know what I'm saying? It's not in the privacy of a situation. It's so my point is location does matter. The Oscars specifically, I could give a crap, but location does matter. The attendees, the people in your surroundings do matter with anything like this. Having a fight at home, I feel like we're talking about two different things. What I'm talking about is people saying it shouldn't be done because it's the Oscars. Oh, okay. This is different. This is different. Saying like naturally, I get what you're saying. You tend to act differently in public sometimes. That's different. Because I'm saying that the flack of how dare he do this at such an event. Okay, in front of his peers. That's what I'm talking about. But then again, going back to your original statement, you contradicted yourself where you said, "Yeah, I did." 100% contradict myself. But I don't think you should. Because I have so many thoughts that they're just boom, boom. You know. So should he have gotten slapped or not? He should not have gotten slapped. Okay, but then in this particular, not people in general, for that particular scenario, you're saying that particular joke, but that whole situation, he should not have gotten slapped. I mean, who am I to say if he should get slapped? You just offered an opinion. I feel like people need to be put in check in general, independent. Let's say this didn't happen, right? Independent of this, some people need to get slapped sometimes, straight up. I mean, when was the last time you slapped somebody? I've never actually slapped somebody. That's what I'm about to say. I've never slapped a person in my life. I feel like I should. But I feel like a slap is even more disrespectful than a punch. Like a slap is just like spit is the worst. Well, yeah, spit that's top of the food chain. But slap is pretty aggressive. Like a slap is just in disrespect. It's less painful, can be, but it's more disrespect. You seen those slap fights, a contest? Yeah, yo, them people fool. Yo. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, they're giant men, like two Dominics, like insane size of people. Yeah. Slapping each other. And they have to hold on to like a table so that they don't fall over, concussed because they've been slapped so hard. And so you have to stand there, like, in essence, it's slap for slap. And I don't know how it works. Flip a coin, who goes first. But then somebody's got to stay there and you lean back and you come in with a wicked slap, like a legit slap. And it is madness how this is even a thing. And apparently it is quite the thing. I mean, I'm going to go out there. If we were actually a big time show, maybe I could cancel. You're about to say you don't know how this is a thing. I'll tell you how this is a thing.
Okay.
White people.
No, but there are a lot of things out there that are just meaning. No, hold up. Okay, but here's what I will say though, right? The fact that it is interesting enough for to have gotten my attention as somebody who could give a crap about any of this stuff proves that there is an audience for this. People want to see other people get slapped. To your point as well,
bro. There's an audience for anything. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, okay.
Shit, there's an audience for us.
Yes.
There's an audience for us.
I mean, yeah. All two of you guys, thank you. Love you, Mom. But no, you're right. It's that kind of situation, right? So the slapping game is key. I mean, it's stuff that we would watch, is all.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So
30 seconds, because I really don't want to talk about it, but I've already talking about it.
We're done.
What do you
Move
think
on.
about Will Smith and Chris Rock?
Oh, I could give a shit. Like I legit didn't care. Like I was asleep first of all because I don't watch the Oscars.
Couldn't. Grammar
Sorry.
nerd. Couldn't.
I was legit asleep because I don't watch the Oscars. Woke up in the morning and it was all over the socials. And I was like, wow. And then that was it. And then I've heard everybody else talk about it. I honestly don't care. I read something recently. They're like the Academy is looking at ways to punish. And I was like, bro, nobody cares. People are now reacting to the outrage. Right? Like there's people who literally said, now I'm going down this diatribe because you open the can of worms. Wanda Sykes and what's her face, Amy Schumer, and I forgot who else was hosting apparently.
Oh, Amy says she's traumatized.
Yeah, get out of here, traumatized. Come on, man. And even Wanda Sykes is something similar. It's really
everything in
you
this
were
world.
Traumatized
That's
for
what's
seeing
traumatizing.
somebody else get slapped on stage.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You can watch all the news and fine. Something didn't happen to you anyway. You saw this on screen like everybody else because you're probably backstage and you're traumatized. Come on, man. That's just hyperbole. Like that's ridiculous, right? Unless you're going through your life just worried if you're getting slapped all of a sudden, like now it's affected you to this level. Come on, man. It's a poor choice of words. Which that's why this whole thing is comedic to me. But again, moving on. Next thing.
Real quick, you said you're at a cocktail party. You said something which made me think. Cocktail patties, yay or nay?
I inhale the hell out of those things.
People love them. I don't like them.
No, I don't buy them. But if I go to a cocktail party and there's a cocktail patty at the cocktail party, it's getting inhaled. And I having one or two, I'm grabbing a grip of those things because I don't feel like I'm eating too much, but I'm full as hell after that.
I was at a.
But people get them from Jamaica shipped up. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I was at a birthday party this weekend, and somebody goes, "Yo, them have cocktail party. Yo, oh, you never told me." And like people just run. I was like, "Yeah, oh come on."
No, because it's normally you know how like regular patties, like there are certain brands that are really good and certain brands that are just dry and just not good at all. Cocktail patties, in general, consistent. It's like getting a slider versus a proper
overrated.
Burger.
Yeah.
You know, because if you get a slider almost anywhere, you can get a good slider, right? They're pretty consistent. You get a big burger someplace, hit or miss. You got to get a proper burger, right? And I think that's how the cocktail party slides into this dynamic of being globally appealing. By globally, I mean South Florida and Jamaican people
Exactly.
wherever
Exactly. All right. Congress pushing to eliminate daylight savings.
Yeah.
Question for you. Did you know? And today's Who Knows? I forgot the name of the segment. Why daylight savings was started?
Yeah, it was for farmers. Was it not?
I knew you were going to say that. Wrong. I always thought that until probably about
apparently
10 years ago I learned. No.
Okay.
I always thought it has nothing to do with farmers.
Okay.
It actually started, I think, in Germany and then maybe
Canada. Hold up. Okay. At least know your facts, man. Don't be that think situation.
No. I don't need to know where it started. I'm talking about the U.S.
Then why go? All right, go ahead. Continue.
So it was under the guise of conserving fuel.
Oh, yes,
right?
I did hear this later on. You're right.
But evidently you dig deeper and the real nefarious motive was to have daylight be when people are off work. Because what would they do? They would go shopping.
Oh, that makes sense. To build up to capitalist.
Is it true? Is it true Arizona doesn't have daylight? You ever heard something like that?
Arizona doesn't, and there's another state that doesn't. I want to say Hawaii. Yeah. Arizona, Hawaii don't.
They just don't change.
Yeah. I don't know about PR, but again, PR is not technically states. I don't know how that works into this, whether or not they do any adjustment. But Arizona and Hawaii don't. But they haven't figured out which direction they want to go with this yet.
I know that. How do you choose?
That's the thing. So the idea is, and now because they realize the fuel consumption thing is bollocks, does nothing for anybody. Like there's no validity to that at all over the many years. Obviously, doesn't affect farming or anything like that. So now the situation that's coming up. So you're gonna hear people on one side say safety, right? Where they're gonna say it's dark in the morning to have our kids go to school in the morning, the dark and stuff like that. And then people on the other side saying, yeah, but they come home and it's light and we can do things with our family together outside and stuff like that. So you're going to hear these two diverging situations, but safety is going to be a key one to use to deliberate and decide this. Now, again, it's not coming down for a little bit. Like it's going to be a while before they do anything about before this even comes to pass, if at all. But I mean, I think it's archaic regardless. Like there is no general value add. And whether you pick the, our current situation, or the hour ahead, it doesn't really matter. Just pick one and we can we'll all literally get used to it. The other thing was too, is they also said, if you wake up in the dark, your body affects differently than waking up with the natural light. And it's actually to your benefit to wake up, not in what we're currently living in.
I've always heard that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of situations there, but we'll see what even happens. I'm amazed that they even got this far, And amazed that Marco Rubio was somebody who was actually spearheading this, of all idiots in the world. But yeah, so I mean,
so speaking of idiots and spearheading things, your boy Ron DeSantis. So I saw a headline that said, Ron DeSantis vetoes the GOP's push for redistricting of the maps in Florida.
Yeah, and
I thought, no way, there's something to this, because I know the GOP's push is disenfranchising the Negro voters. That's the whole point. It's the whole point across the country. It's historically been, and it's the same way it's been. And I thought that this doesn't make sense. So I dug deeper, and you know why? You know what happened?
Didn't it put him at a disadvantage?
No, the GOP thought that DeSantis's measures were too much. He wanted it even crazier. So they said, whoa, slow down, bruh. Like, we need to trim this down a little bit. And so they made it still bad, but they're like, not as bad as he did, because he's crazy with it. And he came back and said, no, this is not bad enough, right? So no, it's not happening. So they tried to basically do like a PG version of his, triple X attempt. So I knew something was off, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one, right? And then following up with him, so obviously we brought up a few episodes ago, like I'd mentioned my less than positive view on Disney taking the stance it took and then pivoting, because obviously they would pivot.
But remind them. So with this "Don't Say Gay" bill,
when the bill came out, Disney said nothing. Disney's actually
Florida
contributing
before it got passed.
Yeah.
It was in the works.
Right, everybody knew about it.
Disney employees were pushing Disney to say something about it. People, because Disney's such obviously a major company
in Florida,
and they did nothing about it. And then eventually they did.
Eventually, after the bill, after their employees threatened walkouts, after all of that, they then came out. The original stance was it's not our place to get into this political arena. After donating, you know what I'm saying, to DeSantis, by the way, over years and stuff like that. So it's like you cannot not get in political arena and then donate. Like that doesn't make any sense. But so they finally came out, and they came out with a strongly worded letter, as they do, and then they even said that they were going to have a sit down with DeSantis, and then
also said they're going to stop donating to campaigns.
Correct, and they said they're going to stop donating to DeSantis and stop donating, and they're going to, in essence, fight for LGBTQ rights. And so DeSantis came out. DeSantis says, paraphrasing, who the F is Disney to tell us what to do in Florida, blah, blah, blah. And obviously he's holding his ground because that's what he does. But I found it quite interesting that that's a thing, right? And then to my sadness, I don't know if you saw Brett Romberg's statement.
From the UM?
Yes.
No.
So there was a
Brett Romberg is a former University of Miami football player.
Who's actually a radio personality now.
I was going to say, radio person. Yep.
So this was yesterday, the day before. There was a teacher in Florida, a gay teacher, who posted a video about his dissatisfaction with the fact that this law is even becoming a thing, because he was like, I can't, my kids, he teaches, I think, I want to say it's like pre-K, like 6-7-year-old kids, below that, like not teenagers, etc. And he was like, I can't, in essence, I have to operate in a way that my kids will never, my kids won't know who I am. I can't talk about my husband or whatever with the kids, and so on and so forth. To which Romberg stated something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing here, but something to the effect of, well, you should just be teaching the kids anyway. They don't need to know about your personal life. Why are you talking about this stuff in the classroom? To that effect, like a really just archaic view on what this is. Because what the teacher was trying to put forth is with anybody. And by the way, obviously it's Florida. There are not Florida. It's the world. There's a truckload of supporters who are like, you tell them, Romberg, right? That's the thing. People fail to realize it's not like this guy was coming in and be like, man, I was having this sex with my husband last night. It's not. It's like, hey,
these are natural conversations. My kids' teachers talk about
what you do. What you do over the weekend.
They talk about their kids, or they went with their husband or their wife, and then
but it's just general conversation. What did you do over the weekend, Jimmy? Oh, dad and mom and I went whatever. Oh, dad and dad and I, mom and and I.
Yeah.
He can't say this. He can't go, oh, well, me and my husband did this too. You can't. And it's not, and it's so ridiculous because saving our kids from whatever, and it goes back to religion, and you know how I feel about that part. But it's one of these things where it's like, right. And by the way, I'm coming full circle on this. So that all happened, right? So either way, I was so disappointed in Brett Romberg because one, it's so ignorant, my view, so ignorant for him to say something like that. So ignorant for him not to see the other side of things, right? And just, and he doubled down on a couple of the messages people were trying to express that to him. And he literally doubled down. And I'm like, so you've thought about it now and you still don't see it. So I am by default no longer in the Brett Romberg train because I find that to be, if this is what you feel about other people, I can't support you, period. Like and again, I don't draw the line in stone on not stone, but line in sand or whatever on many things. There's a couple things that bother me, and just mistreating people bothers me. And that's one of them. And so then to continue down this path, so that all happened. Then you have yesterday was International Transgender Day, right? Which I don't know if you even knew that, by the way.
Did not.
Okay. Which is the negative point number one. Then both Kamala and Biden came out with speeches about how they're, working with and supportive and blah, 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 transgender. And that's just placating because they've done zero. Because these laws are out there and they've done zero, right? Technically, you have right. Like technically, you have some power before the midterm was happening right now, and nothing, right? So you've done nothing to support them. So you can say all you want; it doesn't mean a damn thing. And again, I'm not a member of this community, but I feel bad for this community because they're getting this whole thing because somebody believes in what's quote unquote right and wrong based on the Bible, and that's what bothers me about it. Like it's based on this arbitrary standard, which also isn't followed. Because majority of people have had every kind of every kind of infidelity and whatever, but that's okay,
of course,
right? Or whatever. But this is where you want to draw the line, and why? Then it gives this is all on the same path. Then locally, St. Thomas University here in South Florida, right? Is it St. Thomas? It's the law school. St. Thomas University Law School, right? There is a Lambda Law Society.
Lambda?
Not which one Lambda? Law Society here as a member of that school. They are an LGBTQ society at the school. The school is, I think it's got a religious or Catholic doctrine behind it supporting the school. They had asked, right? So they asked the administration to provide a bus to the Pride Parade. And the president denied it and went the next level and said, if you wear apparel or whatever representing the school, you will be expelled or punishment things like great punishment things of nature. This just happened, right? This is the idiocy. And then somebody had said something to the effect of, which I find very comedic. I'm trying to find the quote here. Something to the effect of using they feel really bad that religion is being weaponized. And I chuckled because when is it not? And this is a prime example of the lunacy surrounding that whole dynamic. And then the last bit of a transgender situation is your boy Jenner, who is now a contributor for Fox News. And I find it comedic because if there's ever a group that wasn't supportive of transgender people, it's Fox News. But do they need, but does he bring eyeballs? Yes. So dollars and cents wise, it makes sense. but it is such. I mean, I don't even understand how Caitlyn Jenner could be on board. Like, I don't even get it. And she's a staunch Republican Trump supporter as well. So I don't understand it. Meanwhile, they're just literally taking away things that
she's also, my understanding, is very religious as well.
It's impossible to do all these things. Abide in the same
Bible
rule.
It doesn't really.
It's so impossible.
Jive with her transition and lifestyle, and so
sorry, I went full circle, but I think I touched it. It flowed. However, just as a compound of lunacy happening right now against a group of people who don't deserve it. Not that any group deserves it. Okay. This one doesn't, is what I was saying. I'm sure there's some bad people out there who deserve some things. This is not a group that deserves this. And also because it's just based on nothingness. I defer. I'm giving it back to you. Go ahead, say something.
That's all good. I agree everything. We live in a wild state. We live in a wild world. I'll finish up with this. Supreme Court nominee we talked about a couple weeks ago, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Your boy Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, says he shall vote no. Yeah. One of it having to do with judicial activism as part of her background, which I don't know if this is true or not. And those are just words that are thrown out, kind of like CRT, just thrown out there. We're not really applying them accurately. But of course, what does so much of America want to do? Just lock people up, lock people up, lock people up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. So, oh well.
Eat better, be better, justice over order.
Let people be happy, y'all. Don't
slap people, but if someone needs to get slapped, they need to get slapped.
Don't get in people's bedrooms and their business, man. Caveat: pedophilia off the table. What I'm saying is, generally speaking, consenting adults doing consenting adult activities ain't your business. Period. Yeah. Right? I mean, people don't survive regular marriage. Hell, I could even survive dating. Like you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna impart this on people and tell them what they can and can't do with their lives. Come on, man. Be better than that. Look legit. Be better.
Definitely be better. Justice over order. Let's hope this, please, even if you are a listener, even if you are on the right, far right, please do not put this man in office. She'll get worse. And this country will going to get burnt to the ground because there'll be no other alternative to ride the ship.
Good times ahead. Chat soon, everybody.
Justice over order.
Late.